Hello, Bio 113 Lab students. This is a short introduction video to get all of you comfortable with navigating this course through Blackboard and McGraw-Hill. I am Andrea Sharpenstein and I will be your instructor throughout this semester. So if you ever have any questions, please email me. As soon as you get into our Blackboard page, you get two announcements. Anytime I post an announcement, I'll be sure to have that announcement emailed to you. And then next you'll want to go into Getting Started. Start Here tab. Alright, so I noticed that there's nothing in the introduction video thing to click on. That's because I'm recording the introduction video right now. But if you're in this video, you've obviously gotten to the Start Here section. This is where your video was. This is my instructor information with my email address. Notice that I respond to emails within 2 business days generally. And then right below that, I've attached our syllabus for the semester with our course outline and weekly schedule. Make these your best friends because you will definitely need them throughout the duration of the semester. This course is the lab component to Biology 112, which is the lecture introductory course. And it covers cell theory, genetics, energetics, basically small picture to big picture ecosystem type stuff. Course competencies right here, they're the same as the lecture. We're just applying them here in lab. And for this course, we will actually not have to take a proctored exam, so that's exciting. Read through this plagiarism and how to avoid it. Anytime you write something, just make sure you're using your own words. And if you are not using your own words, make sure to cite it, give credit where credit's due. Otherwise, it's considered plagiarism, and there are some pretty severe consequences. So don't even go near that one. Course-specific information. So we do virtual labs through McGraw-Hill, and you will not have to buy access to that this semester. They're providing it for us, which is fantastic. So whenever you get into this course, you'll just have to register with McGraw-Hill, and that's it. Everything in this course is due Sundays by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. In Blackboard, that will show up 1 hour later. So if you go into the labs right here, notice right here it says the due date's January 21st, 12:59 a.m. That is actually January 20th, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Do not let that confuse you. If you actually click on the lab safety lab, you'll get into McGraw-Hill and you'll see that the due date is 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Unfortunately, Blackboard's under Eastern, so just make sure you are aware of that. But anyways, let's first go into our syllabus and course calendar. So I already have it open up here. I'm just going to click on it. Here we go. So here's my instructor information with my email address, some of our college contacts right here. Online course, it's the co-requisite, or Bio 112 is the prerequisite. This is our required textbook and materials, which I've already talked to you about. And then whenever you get into Blackboard and McGraw-Hill, there are going to be some certain Flash Player plugins that you'll have to be they'll have to be updated on your computer, so make sure you do those. Otherwise, the programs aren't gonna load for you very effectively. Read through this whenever you get the chance. No proctored exam. Withdrawal policy. So this year, our withdrawal through SkyCTC is a little bit different than in previous years. So if you do find yourself wanting to withdraw from a course, you have to do so yourself, and you can just get there through this link here. If you have any grievances, please go through the proper chain. Read through that. If you're a student with disabilities, please email Miss Clark right here, so that I can get the proper documentation to be able to accommodate you. Plagiarism or cheating, don't do it. The communication process, I'm always available via email, and I generally respond within 2 business days. So if you are trying to contact me and you have a dire question, please don't wait until Friday, because I probably will not email you back until the following Monday or Tuesday. Read through FERPA. FERPA is very important, and it guides a lot of how students and their professors and instructors communicate. So if you ever have any questions regarding that, this link can provide you with a lot of answers. My grade scale, typical grade scale. Let's see. All of our labs are virtual. I'll show you how to access those here in a minute. This is about how many total points we have this semester, so we've got a lot of points for you to be able to succeed in this course. However, if you are not submitting work on time, you will not succeed in this course, because late work is not accepted. So if it's 1 hour late, I'm sorry, it's not accepted. You will not get credit for that. You have an entire week to get these different assignments finished, so there should be no reason for any type of late work to be turned in that's stated. Just make sure you're keeping up weekly with what's due. You can work ahead, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure you're not falling behind, because the only way to be unsuccessful in this course is by not pacing yourself and not turning in assignments on time. Otherwise, you should not have any issues. This is a pretty fun online course, and I think most of you will like it. Our important dates, make sure you check these out. You just click on this link, it'll take you to the website. Notice the withdrawal deadline. I will not allow anybody to withdraw after the deadline, so make sure you are keeping up with those dates. I've also included the last day to withdraw with a W in our course schedule. So I'm going to open that right here. So in Blackboard, it's right underneath the syllabus, but I've also already got it pulled up. All right, so in order to not get dropped from this class, you must complete a syllabus quiz, which is right here. It is very easy. You can take it as many times as you want. Make sure you get 100% on it. And make sure that you are completing it by Thursday, January 17th, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, or you will be dropped from this class as a no-show. You don't want that to happen, so just please complete it on time. Everything else, though, this is our weekly breakdown of everything that's due. And then March 8th, right here, is the last day to withdraw from this course with a W. So make sure you pay attention to that. We have spring break, no homework, and then everything else is pretty much divided up into a fair amount of time per week. Just make sure you're keeping up with everything that's due. Alright, so let's go back to Blackboard. You will have a couple discussion boards in this class, an introduction and a reflection. But now McGraw-Hill. Alright, so go into labs, you click on labs, I already have it pulled up here. And then you'll hit start lab, and it should take you to this lab right here. So when you get in, your lab instructor will start speaking, and you'll see each part of the lab and the average amount of time people take in completing each part. So let's just click through all of this.
It's critical.
Okay, so she will start talking to you, and this is our first lab safety lab, where you'll start with whatever's highlighted in yellow. So here, core concepts is highlighted. You'll start with that first, work through it, then hand washing procedures, personal safety, proper disposal of materials, and then you'll have your final summary questions. And none of these should be too hard. You can take this as many times as you want, and then just choose your highest score will be counted. So if you want to do this lab 10 times until you get 100, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure you're doing it before the due date. If you do it after the due date, it'll be a 0. And then in the top right corner, you'll see your overall mastery level. In the top left corner, however, let's talk about this. You'll have your overview. So
it's critical that you understand.
If you click the overview, it'll take you back to this page, and this is just any time throughout any of your labs. But if you are stuck on something and you want more information, here is library. And this is a really good resource to just read some notes over. So what's lab safety? You can click there.
The laboratory setting.
And then you'll get a little bit of a lecture background as well. Something to note, once you start a task, it saves what you do and you cannot go backwards. So you'll have to power through it and make sure to jot things down, take notes. If you're not sure of something, we'll talk more about notes here in a little bit. But definitely write it down if you're unsure so that you can go back and figure it out so you can get as many points as possible on each of these virtual labs. When you show 100% mastery, you get 100% credit. So once you complete a section, it saves. But if you're in the middle of an experiment and you want to wait until later to complete it, you have to save it before you leave the assignment. Otherwise, it's not going to save automatically. If you don't save and you leave the experiment, you'll have to redo it. A big problem that happens is students don't take notes while doing these online labs, and they don't end up doing too hot on the final. So just remember to take good notes as you're going through all of these different labs. Where should you take these notes? All right, let's get out of here. All right, go back into Blackboard. You'll notice the lab notebook section underneath course content. Click on that. And then you'll want to right click, otherwise your class notebook is just going to take over everything. But this is a file we made under OneNote with a bunch of notes in it. And here you'll have different sections and labs with procedures, helpful hints, and this will be super helpful, especially when we get to some more complicated labs. There are links here to my different lectures that I have on YouTube, and it tells you where to start. So see video lecture starting at 11:25 in order to learn more about pH, for example. There are also different crash course biology lecture video links attached to some of these notes to help you understand it more. But this is a really good space to write anything down, to jot anything down that you might be struggling with, because it will probably show up on the final exam. And if you can't write it in OneNote in this area, you can always copy and paste this into a Word document and then just take notes there and just save it into your own documents. All right, back to Blackboard. Look at some of our resources. You can read through these. These are pretty fun. Different resources on campus and the community, online. There's so much information out there. But an overall important note is that everything is due by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, Blackboard is in Eastern Time. Don't let that confuse you. Make sure you are turning in work on time. But honestly, you shouldn't be waiting until 11:59 p.m. Sundays to turn work in, because Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. There will be some kind of error. You won't be able to submit it. So make sure you're turning things in a couple days in advance. That would be the best way, I think, to avoid any kind of issue. If you do get some kind of error, it probably is just that cookies have downloaded onto your computer system from browsing the internet. And the way to get a program to run more efficiently is just to clear out your internet search history. So just go to search history, hit clear data from all time, and everything should run smoothly. If that doesn't work, open up a new browser. That should help your programs run more effectively. Usually it is not a system error with Blackboard or McGraw-Hill. Usually it is definitely cookies impeding proper work performance. So whenever you clear out your internet search history, it takes care of everything. It resets the program basically and allows it to run more smoothly. If you have any questions, please email me. And that's about all I have. Complete your introduction and syllabus quiz. Not introduction, but just your syllabus quiz right here. Make sure you complete that by Thursday so that you don't get dropped as a no-show. And then make sure you get your discussion board finished and your first week's lab. All right. Well, I look forward to this great semester. Turn your work in on time. All right, guys. Have a great day.